OceanGate's Titan submarine began its journey from St. John Port, Canada. The location where it was to dive into the ocean is located 700 kilometers away from St. John in the North Atlantic Ocean. And at this point, Titanic's shipwreck is also present in the depths of the ocean below the cold water. The journey began on Saturday, June 17, 2023, and according to the plan, the next day, Sunday at 8 a.m., the Titan was to be launched into the water. Let me tell you here that a problem was noticed in the Titan before the dive. But despite that, it was put at risk and launched into the ocean. What was the problem and why was this danger taken even though it was known? There were a total of 5 people present on this trip, in which the founder of Action Aviation, Harnish Harding, was also present. He had also traveled to space with Jeff Bezos. On the second number, there was Stockton Rush, who was also the CEO of OceanGate. This American company provides submersibles for ocean tourism. On the third number, there was 77-year-old Paul Henry, who had previously visited the Titanic. He was an expert shipwrecker and was very familiar with the scattered parts of the Titanic. And finally, the Pakistani business tycoon Prince Dawood was part of the submarine with his son, Suleiman. Before diving on June 17th, Harnish Harding posted his last post on the internet. He said that his dive has been delayed due to the severe cold weather. Tomorrow morning, when the weather will be better for a while, we will dive. These 5 people were going to see the wreck of the famous Titanic to fulfill their curiosity. After diving in 1912, efforts continued to search for it for the next few years. But due to the harsh conditions of the Atlantic Ocean, this work was not so easy. Then in 1985, finally on the ocean floor, the wreck of the RMS Titanic was found. The Titanic had left so many questions behind that it was time to find answers to them. Dozens of expeditions were arranged, in which experts and researchers from different countries took the Titanic shipwreck. Canadian filmmaker James Cameron made dozens of trips to the Titanic in 1995. And then in 1997, the Titanic movie was released. As far as the success of the Titanic movie is concerned, it made so much noise that it became a dream of millions of people to go and see the wreck of the Titanic. This means that this work is not only limited to the purpose of research, but tourists have also started going to the shipwreck site. It is said that going deep into the ocean is more difficult than going into space. And the biggest reason for this is the pressure of water. The Titanic shipwreck is 4,000 meters below sea level, i.e. 4 kilometers below. If you want to imagine this depth, look at Burj Khalifa and understand that the Titanic shipwreck is about 5 times the height of Burj Khalifa in the sea. The pressure of water in this depth is 5,800 psi. This will be the same pressure that a whole elephant is erected not on the entire human body, but only on 1 square inch. So now you can guess how many square inches will be in a submarine and how much pressure will be applied to it. Anyway, the submarine journey started on Sunday, June 18, 2023 at 12 noon. Normally, it takes 2 hours to reach the Titanic. But after 1 hour and 45 minutes, the mothership Polar Prince, which was waiting above, lost contact with the submarine. If it took 2 hours to reach the Titanic, then losing contact just 15 minutes ago means that the submarine must have reached very close to the Titanic. It is impossible to reach the sunlight in this depth of the ocean, and there is always extreme darkness here. It is normal for a wireless signal to break at this depth, so this was not taken too seriously at first. This whole trip was a total of 7 hours. He had to return from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening. When he did not contact the Titan at 7 o'clock in the evening and did not return, the sweat of the crew in the mothership above began to fall. The Canadian research vessel Polar Prince began searching for the Titan. At 9:40, he contacted the U.S. Coast Guard for help. The next day, on Monday, U.S. and Canadian ships and planes began a proper search operation throughout the area. Not only on the surface of the sea, but also with the help of gold scanning, they continued their search in the water. The commercial vessels in this area were also ordered to keep their eyes open. The search continued for the next 2 days, but no trace of the Titan could be found. But then a ray of hope was seen. On Wednesday, June 21st, at 6 in the morning, the search team heard some voices from the depths of the water. These voices were heard with the help of underwater radars. Immediately, The ROVs were sent in the direction of the voice, but this time too, no news of the Titan was found. Now the fear of losing the Titan forever was increasing, because the oxygen in the submarine was only 96 hours or 4 days. And by this time, 3 out of 4 days had passed. But the search teams of the US, Canada, and France did not lose hope. On Thursday, June 22nd, at noon, the ROVs were sent to the Titanic. What was seen there was really a heartbreaking scene. At 3:48 p.m., the ROV, which had reached the Titanic, saw a part of the Titan's dome only 1,600 feet away from the Titanic. What the Titanic had gone to see. Now its wreckage became headlines all over the world. This only means that the submarine could not bear the pressure of the water and burst into the depths of the sea. This news caused a stir all over the world. Many questions were raised about the safety of the Ocean Gate. The CEO of Ocean Gate, Stockton Rush, who himself lost his life in this incident, said in 2021 that he knows that he has broken some rules while making the Titan, because he has made the Titan not with steel, but with aviation-grade carbon fiber. But he wanted to make some new innovations in this industry. That's when steel was replaced and carbon fiber was used. For the first time before the launch, the Titan was tested at a pressure of 5,000 to 10,000 psi, in which it passed. But experts believe that thousands of types of forces fall on the submarine in the ocean, in which there is not only pressure but also the flow of water which is caused by the waves. In addition, due to the darkness, it is also possible that a heavy stone or sea creature collides with the submarine. Whatever it is, one of the reasons for the destruction of the Titan was the solution of its carbon fiber. But the second reason was that there were already existing cracks in it. Yes, in the 2019 Titan submarine, Carl Stanley, a businessman, was also taken. And even at that time, he was operated by the CEO of Ocean Gate. Carl told that during that journey, when he was going down, he heard the sound of cracking from the body of the Titan. At that time, he didn't pay much attention to this sound, because he had complete faith in the CEO of Ocean Gate, who had designed this submarine himself. But after this incident, he told CNN that perhaps that sound was a warning that the body of the Titan was not able to bear the pressure of water. This is true. Then there is no doubt that there were already cracks in the body of the Titan. In 2018, an executive of Ocean Gate raised a voice against the Titan's carbon fiber body. He said that this problem would be found out only a few milliseconds before the explosion of the submarine, and this is exactly what happened in reality. The depth in which the Titan has exploded, experts say that it will take only 0.3 seconds for it to explode.